Yeah, I thought they did a good job pass rushing. They had a good plan on defense. They always are hard to play against defensively. They do a good job over there and have a ton of respect for the way they do things. And yeah, they got after us up front a little bit and gave us some pressures we hadn't seen and did a good job on defense.
You mentioned some communication struggles on the line. Just what did you see from that perspective?
Yeah, a couple times. I mean, it's inexcusable, but yeah, they make it hard, and I think caused us to have a few miscommunications. Yeah.
I was talking about just the preparation coming off the bye week. You feel like he had you guys prepared. Just speak about this week. Do you feel like you guys could have done anything differently, or just?
Yeah, I know he takes a lot of ownership in that, but I felt like we were ready to go. I felt fresh. We all felt fresh. Yeah, sure. I'm sure he'd like to do things differently, but from my perspective, we did what we were supposed to do, and we didn't play well as players. We didn't at any phase, and they did. They played better than us today, and it's been a long time since we've had this feeling of playing kind of poorly in all three phases, and you do that, you probably lose.
John talked about just being better on third down coming out of the bye. I still struggled a little bit today, 5 for 17, but how much better do you guys got to be on first and second down to your?
Yeah, that would help, right? If we're third and short would help, certainly. So yeah, it starts with first and second down, but converting on those third downs keeps us on the field, allows us to get in the red zone and score more points ultimately, but it is tough sledding in 3rd and 7+, and we need to stay out of that as much as possible.
Is there much concern for the offense right now as far as it hasn't been a few weeks since you've really gotten it going?
No concern. No, there's certainly an urgency of fixing things, and we did fix things. I think from 2 weeks ago, but there's more to fix. Obviously, there's a ton to fix and a ton of things to get better at, and it's a long season, and we got to get to it and fix these things.
John has mentioned that you and him have a good relationship when it comes to building plays and talking about what you like. Is next week going to be an instance where you do want to have feedback in the types of plays and things you want rotated in, or you just want to?
I always do.
Yeah.
I don't think next week's going to be any different. Him and I work collaboratively, and I don't believe it next week would be any different.
How much of a waste is it coming out of the bye, playing at home, division opponent, chance to maybe take the division lead here?
How much of a waste?
Yeah, to not be able to take advantage of.
I think it's just another loss. It's unfortunate. We're 5-3. It sucks. It's hard for me to speak without being upset, but yeah, it sucks. We'll move on. We'll move on to Washington and try to win that one, and hopefully we do, and we'll be ready to go. We'll respond. It's what we do best, and I think Dan said it in there. I don't know if he said it to you guys, but a little adversity at this point of the season isn't always the worst thing for you. And I can say that if you use it correctly and move forward correctly, but who knows, maybe we look back on this moment as a turning point for us, and it'll only be that if we make it that, though.
They got a lot of pressure on you, obviously, passing game-wise. But
say that again?
They got a lot of pressure on you in the passing game, but was the lack of the running game, was that really kind of what caught you guys? Because they've been vulnerable to the run, and when you couldn't get that going, you couldn't get anything else going, it didn't seem like.
Can you ask the question?
Was the lack of a running game added to or surprised how much they shut down?
Yeah, we'd like to run the ball better, sure. Again, I think if we're more efficient on first and second down, some of those runs ends up hitting a little bit more. If we're more efficient through the air, some of those runs end up hitting more. It all works together. It's not exclusive to itself. I think there's plays where we can get into a better run. I could have killed a run or stayed in the pass, whatever it may be, and so I certainly have my hand in that as well. But yeah, it was something we'll look at and get better.
Going off that, going up against a defense like this, key is getting into the right play at the line before the snap. Do you feel like you were in the right play enough today?
Not enough to win, right? Yeah, you'd like to maybe have some different things against some of the stuff they were doing, but I think even if we won, I'd say the same thing. Like they did some good stuff on defense, and they're going to get you at times. That's who they are, and you got to be able to win more than you lose in those instances where they are trying to confuse you and bring pressure. And I thought today they won more than we did in those instances.
All right, credit those guys over there, man. They had a good plan, came in, they executed, made the plays they needed to, and that's credit to that team. As far as us, we did everything we needed to do to lose that game. We made every critical error you needed to at the right time to lose it. Perfect storm. When you don't play well in all three phases, that falls on the head coach. That's me. So I did not have them ready coming out of a bye. We weren't we made too many critical errors, man. Some of our discipline, the penalties caught up to us. We just, man, there were some things we were out of sync. We'd never looked comfortable, you know, and we just didn't make enough plays. You know, we had multiple opportunities to set ourselves up to have a chance to win that game, and we made none of them, really. So that's, you know, I got to clean some stuff up. So, and we will. I will. We did have some guys that played pretty well, but it was just too much. The penalties, you know, the turnovers at inopportune time really bit us there. You know, defense gets put in some tough spots. I mean, but there again, we expect our defense to get stops, you know, when it's sudden change. So we just did not handle the day well. So we got to clean it up and move on. Go ahead.
Sorry about that, Dan. You knew the pressure was going to be an issue. They let the league come in.
Self-induced.
Yeah, self-induced.
Oh, yeah.
5
Yeah.
sacks,
Oh,
10,
yeah.
10, you know, quarterback hits, 10 tackles.
Yeah.
Just how disappointing was that aspect of it, that they won the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, very, very disappointing. I mean, we knew what we were going to get going into this. We knew there'd be some wrinkles, but, I mean, there was nothing that we haven't seen before. We did not we didn't handle it. You know, we did not handle it well. And I know we got beat on a couple of them, just physically beat on a couple that we expect not to. You know, we expect more out of our guys. But some of it, I mean, we act like it was something exotic. It wasn't. We just didn't handle it well. We weren't on the same page. We were not on the same page.
Downs were an issue again. We talked about that during the week. Just
Yeah.
what level of any is your concern for the offense right now? Just not generating the same type of big plays that we used to see.
Yeah, I mean, I know this. It's something where, okay, man, you go into the bye and you look at a few things and then you make a couple of tweaks and you come out and you're like, ah. And we didn't finish the way that I thought we would, and I'm sure everybody. You know, so I don't know if concern's the right word, but we got to clean it up. You know, we got to find the right balance there to help us convert. You know, we probably got to do a couple of things a little different, you know, and we were doing a few things different, but we may need to change up in some areas, you know. But look, offense, it takes all 11. It does, and you know, one guy can kill you, and that's kind of what's going on right now. It's really killing us, and then it puts us in a bad way, and it kind of affects everybody around them, and then we can't get out of it. And, you know, that's the other thing is when something bad happens, normally we can get out of some of those, man. We make a play at the right time that gets us going, man. We get the next first down. And we're just not, first of all, the fact that we had 17 third down, that's crazy. That's a high amount of third down. We need to be, our first and second down efficiency's got to be better. I'd start there. And then, yes, the third down is still an issue. But, you know, we didn't run the ball well, you know. 3.3 average, that ain't good enough. You can't run it. You know, it's hard to be explosive offense. Because now you're a sitting duck. You'll sit back there and gun, and everybody knows you're passing, and they just pin their ears back, and they go after you and run all the games and then get up there in mugs and all that good stuff. So, you know, so, yeah, we got to clean some things up. But I'm not in panic mode.
What do you think happened just generally with special teams? It seems like they were making way more plays. And how big of a boost is it for them to keep kind of ripping off those big plays, big returns, blocking, things like that?
Well, you know, it gives them a little momentum, right, when you're able to hit those. You know, we got hemmed up on a couple. They doubled us on the perimeter a couple of times, and then we had some of the other guys we need, if that happens, to show up, didn't show up. You know, they got cut out of their gap. And look, it's a volatile play. And we've said that all before. We've handled it pretty well, and it caught us today. It did. So, you know, it's though you don't want any of these to happen, but you know, it's like a slap in the face. That happens, and you don't want them to happen, but hey, here it is. And so now you're forced to stand there and stare at it. And how are we going to fix this? No different than the field goal getting blocked. You know, you stand there, you preach it, you talk it, and it freaking happens to us, you know, and you get hit square in the face. So it's about cleaning it up. It's about correcting the errors, and we move on.
And you've seen this Minnesota defense quite a bit and what Flores does. And you said they didn't do much different than they normally, no tricks, no difference?
No, I mean, they changed a few things up. I mean, he changed his MO. But what I'm saying is, this is the third year we've played them. We've seen all of this at some point. That's my point. And
Because the players were ready for it, obviously.
yeah, listen, we did not handle some of the communication well, not well enough, where we all need to be on the same page. And that's the bottom line. We're better than that. We just are.
What was the breakdown with the field goal? Was it too low or was pushed inside?
The height hurt a little bit. Yeah, it was a little low.
What was,
And Hogan got knocked back a little bit, but it was really, it was kind of a low kick there.
what is your level of disappointment, surprise, whatever you want to call it, coming out of the bye, going against essentially a rookie quarterback, Luzerne Jones, into that game? Just, were you surprised that you didn't have them ready, or that they didn't, come
Yeah, I
out?
thought we would play well. I really did. I thought we would play well. And ultimately, it's probably one of the worst games we played in a long time. So it was just the opposite of that. We looked rusty. We looked out of sync. We were undisciplined. And we didn't make plays, not enough of them. So, I mean, that's evident that I didn't have them ready. And got to do a better job, much better job.
What can you do, or do you need to do about the offensive line with a lot of guys went down again? I don't know who's injured and out and who isn't, but even when they were in there, it was getting beat up pretty well. What can you do about the offensive line?
Well, we'll have to see. I'll know more tomorrow. Look, Mahogany's going to be out for a while, long time probably. And then we'll see where Decker's at and Sewell, how they feel. Ratledge came back in, but we'll see. And then, we've got some guys in the hopper. Skip played today for us. We got Cologne, Yodi. We got Nice on Vec squad. So we got some guys. I mean, we'll do what we have to do. We'll fill in, and those guys got to be ready to go.
Was there any consideration for an onside kick there at the end of the game?
I thought about it, but I felt pretty good about getting the stop. 3 timeouts, and I thought they'd be conservative, And we got what we wanted. They made a play, man. It was credit to them. It was a hell of a throw, hell of a catch, and listen, they sealed the win. But yeah, I did think about it, I did.
I just want to be clear. Mahogany, you said could be a long time. Is that potential season ending then?
Maybe not that long, maybe not that long, but it'll be, you're talking about late December probably.